Hello, everybody. Welcome in to Joe Bowling Sports and Ministry Talks TV, where you get your bowling, your sports, your ministry, your talks, and your TV. Today is a very, very special segment of Let's Talk Bowling. Who all likes to talk bowling? I know I do. I love to talk bowling. Bowling is very, very near and dear to my heart. I love bowling. Bowling is besides my family, God first, my family, including my mom and everybody. Bowling is right behind that, y'all. I really love to bowl. So it's an amazing thing to bowl, y'all. But anyways, long story short, today we're going to have an interview, y'all. We're going to have an interview. Usually, most of the time, you guys see me interviewing other people. I'm bringing people up on the panel. Some of my special good buddies I done had up here so far. You will see more of them. But today, somebody was like, "Hey, babe, I need to interview you." I'm like, interview me? I'm a bit nervous. That's my wife's word, y'all. But I'm a bit nervous. I said, interview me now? Baby, ain't it a bit early for that? I mean, maybe we should wait down the line. You should interview me. Not now yet. Let's just wait for you to interview me. I said, okay. But today, my wife is going to interview me. For those of you who don't know, my wife is a crocheter of
Creatively Creative Crochet.
And how long have you been crocheting? Let people know a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I've been crocheting for 23 years, and I love it very much. I have a different platform here on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, so I love to make all kinds of things. I've had the experience of designing my own patterns and making things for several celebrities, so I definitely love it.
That is amazing. That's amazing. For those of you who don't know, my wife just reached 10K subscribers on YouTube, y'all. Congratulations to you, my love.
Thank you.
So proud of you. Everybody that's on YouTube, on Facebook, y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you for subscribing to my wife. You guys are so much appreciated. But I want to welcome everybody in on today. Everybody that's on Facebook, everybody that's on YouTube. Let me go through the chat and see who up in here right quick so that I can greet everybody, because that's what we do here over at Joe Sports and Ministry Talks TV. We greet everybody. We like to talk to everybody. Everybody is family, and that's what we're going to do here. And my bestie said, I am 45 minutes early. That's what a true bestie does, y'all. I love you, bestie. Welcome in.
Love you, Iris.
My son is in the building. Hey, JCN. Love you, son. Tiger Dragon Girl is in the building. Hey, Tiger Dragon Girl. Welcome in. How are you? Is that my 20 in the building? Wolford Dean. Hey, 20. Welcome in. How are you? And Tiger Dragon Girl said earlier, she said, I like to get earlier because I don't want to miss anything. So I'm so glad that you are here, Tiger Dragon Girl. You are so. We appreciate you so much. The Real Deal with Shonda Davis in the building. Hey, Real Deal, how you doing? Welcome in. Shonda, we love you. Is that my niece, Kelly Lord? That is my niece. Hey, niece, how you doing? We love you.
Yes.
Donna's in the building. Hey, Donna.
Hey, Donna.
We love you so much, Donna. Thank you for all you do, Donna. We appreciate you so much. You just don't know. Your encouragement, just you being here, you are amazing. My niece said, yay for bowling. I suck at bowling, but she love it. It's okay, niece. But you good at crocheting. He said, hey, Brenda, how you doing? Welcome in. And my niece said a bit nervous. Yes, a bit nervous. Bestie's back. Hey, Christina, welcome in. How are you? How are you doing this afternoon? Let's see. Okay, that's everybody. I can see y'all. Because like I said, some people's on Facebook, but you guys will be able to. We'll be able to see you guys in here anyways. You can comment, whatever. But we love you guys so much. And y'all, please make sure y'all hit that thumbs up for me. Hit that thumbs up for me, y'all. You hit that thumbs up, it makes more people come in here. YouTube will be able to, kind of spread me out there and get me more known in here or whatever. So y'all make sure y'all hit me in. And also, if you can, guys, if you have the ability to, please share me out. The more people I can get in here, the better, y'all. So y'all share me out there. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here, everybody. So I'm going to hand this over to my interviewer, and I don't know what she has for me. I don't know if she has something to say before we get started. But I'm just I'm the interviewee today, so I'm gonna sit over here and let the interviewer whatever she has to say. I'm gonna let her get started.
Alrighty, so I want to say hello to everybody. Thank y'all for coming and supporting my husband here at Joe's Bowling Sports and Ministry Talks TV. It is a true blessing to be here. So thank you all for coming again. Just like I want to iterate and reiterate what my husband said, please make sure you're hitting the thumbs up and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the, leave a comment. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. My husband is doing an amazing job here on this channel. He just started this about 5 months ago, and he's doing an amazing job. So he supported me, and I want to do the same with him. So when I first got this amazing, it's an honor. I want to say it's an honor. I'm going to slow down a little bit. Like my husband said, I did when I got this assignment. I was surprised. I was a little bit nervous, but I was excited. So I'm really, really excited. It's a true honor to be here to interview you, an amazing man like you. It's a true honor. So I just want to thank you for this opportunity. And I want to just go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and interview the man of the hour. All right. So I know you wear many different hats. So I want to touch on a few of those today. Is that all right with you?
That's fine. That's
all right.
fine.
So for the past 16 and almost 17 years of us knowing each other and being a couple, you've been bowling at least once a week. Okay. Yeah. But it goes back way before then. Can you please tell us exactly how this all began and about your journey of bowling and how long has it been?
Well, let's start back till I was 12 years old. My mom was a bowler before them. My mom and my dad, rest in peace, my dad was a bowler before them, but I had never been. And for years, my mom would tell me, she's like, oh, well, I'm going to take you. I'm going to take you. Because my mom had stopped bowling leagues by the time I was born. So she was just like done. She was working and she was done. But finally, when I was 12 years old, she decided to take me bowling. So I go in the bowling alley and I grab a house ball off the rack. And I began to throw this house ball. And she's like, wow, it's a little bit of talent there. I see you got a little bit of talent there. I mean, you've never been bowling before and you're not shooting anything under 150. That is pretty good. And I didn't know what I was doing. I was just throwing the ball. I thought I was supposed to knock down all 10 of them pins down there. So that's what I was doing. I seen where you're supposed to throw it at to knock down 10 pins. So that's what I was doing with house ball. Mm-hmm. And so that's pretty much where it all started at from right then. My mom seen talent. She said, okay, I'm going to buy you on your first ball. She bought me my first ball. I remember my first ball was from Kmart, y'all. Back in the day, Kmart used to drill bowling balls. You would go in there and they would drill balls. They had a man there. He would fit your hand, get your span, put some holes in the ball, and there you was. I went right in there, and my mom decided that she said, well, you need to. We practiced for a while, and I was like consistent, 165, like just consistent. I would bowl that consistently all the time. It wasn't nothing but a plastic ball. It wasn't nothing big, nothing huge or nothing. It was just a cheap little ball, but I was consistent with it. And she was like, "Well, I'm gonna put you in on a Saturday morning league." I said, "Okay." I was up with me. I was like, "Oh," I was excited about it. So I'm going out there when I was nervous, because I had never seen so much talent like from kids. So I was like, "Wow, I'm averaging I'm shooting 165 all the time, and I go out there and these kids shooting 190s and stuff." That was kind of a bit intimidating, but of course, I knew nothing about the sport of bowling. I knew nothing about it. I never knew there was like other type of balls, resin reactive. I never knew about urethane. I never knew about any of this stuff. So I'm throwing this cheapest ball I could find, and I'm averaging 165. I just didn't think nothing of it. One day I was out practicing, and the ball cracked. So one of my coaches took the ball up to the counter, And it's like, oh, we'll pay for it. We'll pay for it. Don't worry about throwing it in the trash. We'll get you a new one. My mom didn't know nothing about having nothing about like, buying better equipment. So my coach took me in there and they gave me my first reactive ball. I can't remember what it was. What was that? That was a ebonite. I can't remember what, but it was an ebonite ball. And I went right from that, jumped up to 190, like right away. By the time I just jumped right up to 190. I don't know if you got any other questions. I don't want to go so deep, but that's just kind of how my bowling journey began. And from there on, I just kind of went on up and up and up from that, from where I was, from where everything was. But I started off that way. That's how I started. And I started learning more and more about equipment and all that type of stuff. And I just kind of went up from there.
I like that. That's awesome. Awesome answer. Alrighty, guys. So we're gonna keep on keeping this rolling. I love that answer, and that was really, really nice. So let's keep it going. So when you're choosing a bowling ball, I know, like you said, when you first started off, you didn't know much about bowling balls and the different types there was. So now that you do know, if you're able to pick a ball and you're in the shop or you're online searching, what are you looking for?
I am looking for. I like stuff with surface on it, y'all. I like the stuff with surface. Um, I try to pick bowling balls that blend out whatever's out there. I don't like the stuff that's really, really big and does a lot on the back end. I like the stuff that hooks earlier and more calmer down lane. Um, I see more of a for me, I get better pin carry that way. The pin carry is so much better that way for me when I see a ball that hooks early and kind of blend more on the back end. So I usually go for the stuff with the little cores that store a lot of energy down lane. I like the stuff that stores up energy down lane, but I also put surface on it.
Okay.
So that's the type of stuff. I usually don't go for the stuff that got the big, huge cores in it, the big motors, because I can't control that type of stuff. It hooks too much for me. I can't. So, and I can't carry with it. For some reason, I just can't. Now that I'm getting more healthier, I'm starting to see like difference. I'm starting to need like stuff that don't have so much surface on it now. I'm getting more healthier and I'm starting to throw a little bit more of the pearl stuff because I can keep my speed up now a little bit better. But before then, it was more surfacey stuff because I can control it more. But yeah.
All right. So everybody knows whenever you're getting into a sport, a hobby, a craft, whatever it may be, there's lingo that comes with it. So we'll be talking different lingos. As you got to see, my husband's talked about surface and pearl. And when you were speaking of, when you're saying surface and pearl, could you kind of elaborate a little bit on that? What surface is or versus what pearl is?
Well, surface is dull.
Okay. So basically the cover, what the ball looks like, if it's okay.
It's dull.
Okay.
I use a pads. Usually they'll come with surface on them already, but I usually buy a pad that helps keep the surface on there. I have some stuff over there I can show you. Pearl. People get confused with pearl and polish. There's a huge difference in pearl and polish. A lot of people think that just because you polish a ball and makes it pearl, it's shiny, it's pearl, and that's not the case all the time. For me, a lot of pearl balls go longer and hook more down lane. That's what you see with the pearl balls. But it appears shiny to you. Most pearl balls will appear shiny to you. So it just stores up more, goes longer, and hooks more down lane. For the stuff with the surface on it, which is not shiny, which will be dull looking, it'll be dull in appearance. Like when I say dull, it won't be shiny. You just won't see shininess at all. If you like me to show you, I can call one of my kids and show you if you would like to see the difference in the dull ball and the shiny ball.
Oh, that would be great. We can probably touch on that in a second.
Okay, and that's what you get out of that.
That would be awesome. So, when we're talking bowling alleys and different places, I know you bowled lots of different areas in your life so far, but could you tell us what would be one of the easiest houses or bowling alleys that you've ever bowled in?
Oh, one of the easiest places for me that I kind of like carry a bunch in, that would be where is that? Laporte. That would be what's that place in Laporte called? That was
Thunderbird Lanes.
Thunderbird Lanes in Laporte. I felt like Thunderbird Lanes in Laporte, that place carried a bunch for me. No matter if it was a house shot, sports shot, and most of the time I bowled there, it was sports shots, but even on a house shot, I just carried a bunch. Like I just carried a ton. It would have to be between there and Country Club and Elkhart. The old house shot though, I would carry a bunch there. Like if I got in the pocket to carry there. Yeah. So between those two places, I would definitely say.
All right, let's go exactly opposite. What would be the hardest house or bowling alley that you've ever bowled in?
That would definitely have to be everybody's answer who I've had up here had the same answer. And I would definitely have to say OC Lanes.
Wow.
That is the hardest place I've ever bowled in because I've never bowled in a place where you can be a half a board off and you don't strike. You just don't even you cannot hit the head pin and be a half a board off. Like you literally could be a half an inch off, a half a board, a centimeter off, and you don't strike at OC. Like it's or don't not just don't strike, but don't hit the head pin. Like it's tough there. Yeah. It's very you have to literally throw the ball the same and hit your mark consistently there to even have a chance there. So I would definitely say that OC is tough. Also, I would have to throw certain days. PNA is a tough place to bowl. I grew up bowling at PNA. So PNA was very tough. That was like the training ground for me. Mm-hmm. I would consider that my training ground. That is a lot of people can't bowl there. They just could never average. How do you average 200 in this place? Like how is that possible? To average 200 in a place like PNA. I've heard that so much, but for me, I always average 200 there because that was like where I started at. I also bowl in a place now that's really tough too. Chippewa's tough. It's a tough place to bowl in. But you can't hit the pocket there, so I wouldn't consider it touch. You can get to the pocket, you just can't carry.
Yeah. So many of you all know Mondays and Fridays you can catch Joe's Bowling Sports and Ministry Talks TV live about 6:45-ish p.m. Eastern Time doing a live league night stream. So when we're talking about leagues and things of that sort, what would you say would be how many leagues do you typically bowl per year? Either past or present or however you want to do it. How many leagues would you say you like to do per year?
Well, now I bowl about 2 a year. In the past, I bowled anywhere from 4 to 5 in the past. It's a little bit more expensive now, a lot more expensive now than what it used to be. But I used to bowl 4 to 5 nights, and I would bowl tournaments on the weekends. Like I would be bowling sometimes 7 days a week, and that's no lie. That's what I would do. And I loved it. Like even with now, if my schedule wasn't so busy, I probably would bowl 3. Like next year, I was actually thinking about bowling 3, and my wife was like, I don't know about that, babe. We had to talk about that, which I'm pretty sure I could be. But yes, that I would love to bowl 3 next year, but we'll see. But definitely not in the same house 3 nights.
Alrighty, so I definitely love that answer. So if you are bowling, okay, I know many of you who like us, everybody has their own different thing. Whatever your niche is, your niche, you collect whatever it is that you need to make it happen. So we're talking bowling balls, and I'm going to ask you, if you're going into those league nights, I know you're doing your league nights right now, you're doing 2 nights a week, But how many balls are you taking with you when you're on your way there to the bowling alley?
On a league night, I take 6,
Okay.
and I typically take real high end hooking ball, and I usually take some high end hooking ball and that I drill weaker, and I usually take just a bunch of middle of the road stuff. 3 middle of the road balls, one of them being pearl, and then I'll take a spare ball, which is a plastic ball. So I'll take 6 with me on a league night always.
Alrighty. So I also want to say if you're doing a tournament, I know you said there's been days where you'll bowl throughout the week, and then you'll bowl on the weekends. You'll do some tournaments. So how many balls would you take to a tournament?
Well, usually to a tournament, I'll take 12.
Okay.
I'll probably take six in with me or 7 in with me. I'll take six. According to what the pattern is,
Okay.
I'll take maybe 6 that I know that's gonna match up to the pattern. I know that's gonna give me a look, or I think that's gonna give me a look on what pattern we're bowling on, or what how they didn't oil them out there. I'll take that. That's I know that's gonna give me a look, and I always got to have my plastic ball in my bag, most definitely for my corner pins. Um, Also, I always want to. I also take maybe. Um, I like to take maybe 4 to 5 that I think that I would absolutely say, "Oh, I have no look with this at all." Like I have no look with this ball at all. I don't. This ball right here wouldn't even hit the head pin if I threw it. That's why I'll take like that. Me, I'll be like, oh, this ball right here don't have a chance. I ain't even worried about this ball. Don't got a chance. I will not hit the head pin with this ball, so I ain't even got to worry about this ball right here hitting the head pin at all. So I'll take those. I'll take 5 like that as well. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when you're struggling, you go grab one of those balls. You be like, man, I didn't think this ball had a chance if you hit in the pocket.
Mm.
How in the world is this ball? And you start your strike. Your strike. I've learned that the hard way. I'd be like, oh man, these balls don't have a chance right here with hitting the. You know what I'm saying? With even getting close to where I'm trying to go to, or close to what I'm trying to hit, and they do.
Wow. Okay. So, who would you say is your bowling idol? Someone that you've looked up to over the years, or who you've inspired to be or like their style? Who would you kind of give that acknowledgement to?
My bowling idol is Walter Ray Williams Jr., the greatest bowler of all times, in my opinion. I feel like there's nobody greater. I don't care if he goes straight or not. I love to go straight. I've always tried to idle my game out after he is. I mean, not earlier in my career, I didn't try to idle my game after his, but I've always loved how he strikes a bunch. Even at being 60 some years old now, the guy strikes a ton. I mean, he could do whatever he wants. I mean, he's just unbelievable as far as a bowler. Now he's even throwing it two handed. At 60 some years old, the guy is throwing it two. I don't even know if he's 60 some years old, but he's close to it if he's not. Uh, but he strikes a ton. And he's just unbelievable good. Like, he's unbelievable good.
So, when you were growing up, I know when you first started off, you were throwing your Kmart balls and your lower end balls, but there was a time when you began to get better, and like you said, your mother put you into your Saturday morning leagues and things of that sort, and you ended up bowling college and things of that sort as well. But as you were growing up, did anyone ever try to change your style?
Um, Actually, yes, my style was changed. I used to hook the ball a ton. I'm talking about I used to hook it a ton, cover every board on the lane. I mean a ton. Yeah, so much to where I would have a lot of trouble with my hands and my wrists, and I would struggle a lot because of that. And I met a guy, rest in peace, uh, by the name of Val Medich Senior. We call him Pops. And I was at the bowling alley, and I was struggling, just trying to get my game back together. And he was like, "Come here," and I'm like, "Who is this guy calling me? Like, why is he calling me over to him? I'm down there practicing by myself. My mom had dropped me off because the bowling alley was right around the corner from our house, so it wasn't very far. And he called me over. He go, "Come here." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, you're not going to throw the ball like that anymore." And I'm looking at him. I'm like, and why, sir? Like, why am I doing? Well, you're not going to throw the ball like that anymore. Meet me down here Monday. I'm like, okay. I want to tell my mom, like, "Mom, am I should I meet this stranger down here at the bowling alley? Like, this is kind of strange." So my mom was like, "Well, I'm going to go with you anyways. I know you go down there and practice on Mondays anyways after school. So I'm going to go down there with you." So we end up going down there, and he changed my game, y'all. I'm talking about I went from 190 to a 200 average bowler, but I wasn't struggling no more. I wasn't struggling to shoot 190. It wasn't an inconsistent 190. It was a consistent one. It's like you still could hook the ball, but you don't have to do all of that. And so he changed me. By the time like she said, by the time I became a senior, I was first team all conference as a senior here in South Bend, Indiana. And I also got a scholarship to bowl at Vincennes University because of him changing me. He changed me for the better. Like I always tell it, his son is a really good friend of mine now. And I always tell him, I say, if it wasn't for your dad, I would have never ever got those scholarships. I never would have been who I am today. And I know he kind of like knows that, but he really don't know the impact that his dad had on my life. Like he had a huge impact. Like, and there were a bunch of other bulls that had huge impacts, but he had the biggest impact on me, far as a bowler of just all. You're not going to do that. Like you're going to hurt yourself. You can't do that the rest of your life. You are too good to be doing that. So yes, he was the one who changed me.
Wow, that is awesome. I'm definitely enjoying this interview so far. So, what is your go-to brand? I know there's so many different brands of bowling balls, and as we all know, there's brands of everything. But when it comes to bowling balls, if you can pick one brand, what would be your go-to brand?
Let me think here. That would be Brunswick brand. They have seven company. About a couple years, few years back, Brunswick decided that they wanted to buy up a few brands of balls. So they call themselves the seven brand. It's seven different brands in one company under one company, which is Brunswick. And the seven brands are Radical, Brunswick within their self, Track, Deviate. Did I miss any? Columbia. I think I'm missing some. Hammer. There's one more. I think I'm missing. I think it's one more I'm missing. No, Track Deviate. Well, there's seven brands, guys. It'll come to me in a minute. It's kind of hard to just think right off the top of my head. There's seven brands, and Brunswick is one. Really love their what they doing. But my favorite within the seven brands is Radical. I really love the Radical stuff. Shout out to Mo Pannell, Mikey Pannell. Love you guys. You guys always are there to answer any questions that I need answered. And no other brand does that. No other brand does that. They're always there to answer your questions on social media. Nobody's going to do that. When you're making that type of money off of bowling balls, no brand is going to be there to answer your question. They just there. Hey, you bought my stuff. It is what it is. Go about your business. But they're there all the time. I can message one right now, and he'll be like, "Hey, Joe, drill it this way, drill it that way. I think this would be best for you. Try it out this way. I'll send you layouts. Try this layout on that ball. What are you bowling on? What you bowling on?" And they're there to help all the time. Right now, I'm trying to get my hands on a Black Widow 2.0. It's by Hammer though, but I want to get my hand on it. It's within the same company, but I would love to get my hands on one of those. Like so, my birthday coming up, we gonna see. I'm gonna be begging, but yeah, I want a Black Widow 2.0, y'all. Yeah, so that's my brand, y'all. That's the brand I love so much. I love the Brunswick brand. It's really good, and they help a lot. They really help a lot.
And so another question is kind of like a little bit off of what we talked about. Why do you choose to stick to one brand?
I choose to stick to one brand because I know it. I know the brand real well, and also my style. There used to be a guy on their staff, and he was part of he threw like the style I was. So that's one of the reasons I know what the Brunswick brand gonna do. I know what they're gonna put out. I know the ball motions, and I know it. So most definitely, I stick with the Brunswick brand because of that reason. I like what they produce. They always produce good balls, good stuff.
Okay. So also, well, let's keep it going. And guys, I see we have some thumbs up. If you guys can continue to thumbs up my husband's channel, we appreciate those thumbs. And we'll be answering some questions after the interview. So if you have some great questions, please let us know. So we would
make
love
sure
to
you keep
answer
those in mind.
Yes,
so
please
that
jot them down.
yes, so I'll be able to answer those after these interview. Please, I'll definitely be happy to answer.
So also, we talked about style, and I know you were going to dabble into that question right before I got to ask it. So we're speaking of style, and if you don't know about bowling, guys, if you watch any clips, you can watch my husband. He has an awesome channel with lots of videos of him throwing plenty of strikes. You have a unique style, okay? Yeah. And if you could tell us all about that style, what is it called, and can you just touch base on it a bit?
Yes, I for some reason adapted a style. I am a full roller. Um, Being a full roller, my PAP is the circumference of the ball. There's not a bunch of us out there. I don't know how I adapted that style. I believe when Mr. Metis changed me, I was trying so hard to stay behind the ball and keep my hand up the back of it and stop uh, trying to get around it and hook it so much. I believe I adapted. I just became a full roller. It's something I can't change. I mean, and it's not bad. It used to be a really bad thing back in the day because they didn't. We couldn't play inside. Like we couldn't certain angles. We would have trouble with carrying. Like we'll have real bad carry, but it's not. It's not that anymore. Um, you just got to know how to work with it. You got to know how to work with what you got. I don't have very many like ball layouts and stuff like that that I can go to. It's very. It's a more of a simple. As far as layouts, it's very simple for me. It's not a lot I can do. I think I might have 5 or 6 layouts that I can do. But other than that, um, that's it. And I mean, I'm happy with what I got. I mean, and I have, like I said, I have a good company there to always be there to help me with certain layouts. And then I have a great guy who drills my stuff. Awesome guy. I mean, he awesome. He comes up with different layouts for me. Shout out to Steve Sanicki. And he helps me come up with different stuff to keep me going all the time. So I'm very happy with it, where I'm at.
Oh wow! Okay, so I want to keep this thing going, and shout out to everybody who's coming in.
Please thank you all for coming in. I appreciate that.
Thank you all. It's been an awesome time so far. So I want to keep this ball rolling, and let's have some. Is that fun.
Literally or no?
Let's literally let's keep this ball rolling, y'all. Let's see. I have so many questions I really want to ask you, and I'm set. This is awesome. So let's see where are we gonna go here. What do you say you are highly competitive?
Yes, I'm very highly competitive. I do not like to lose. but I'm not a, I used to be a really bad sport. I used to have really, really bad sportsmanship, like really, really bad. And I'm not a bad sports. I'm just not, I don't do that anymore. I don't beat myself up like I used to. I used to really beat myself up after a bad night of bowling, and I don't. I just tell myself next time I'll do better. I have to do better next time. I come on and tell myself. I write down my notes. I look at myself. I see what I've done wrong. A lot of times, it's all it is with me, honestly, and I'm not bragging. Is my weight. My physical game ain't like I want it to be, but my mental game is always there. I usually always know where to throw it. I just can't because a lot of times my knees hurt or something like that. But it's getting there though. It's getting there. My bowling has been a lot better than this year. I've thrown away the 550s for low 600s this year, so that's a big improvement as far as my body. So it's getting there, and I'm pretty sure I'll be next year. I'll be throwing away the 600s. There'll be 650s, and instead it's getting there.
Oh, that's awesome. So you kind of touched a little bit on one of the questions I want to ask. Because one of the questions I was really interested in knowing was, is bowling just as mental as it is physical?
Bowling is really mentally. It's more mental than physical. Physical to
Mm.
me. You really have to have your brain on when you bowling, because one thing about it, you gotta remember where to stand at. You gotta remember where to throw the ball at, and you have to mentally tell yourself that you're gonna throw it there and hit where you're throwing it at. You can't just run up there and throw it. And you can't every time you go to the bowling alley, you're not going to be able to stand in the same spot that you threw it in the last time you came there.
Wow.
So you have to tell yourself, I have to make an adjustment. I have to know when to move because this is doing this or this is doing that. They're not hooking today. So I got to move a little right, or I got to go get a different ball out of my bag, or they're hooking too much. I gotta make a big move. I gotta figure out what to do. I gotta change my hand up to get the ball through the fronts. It's so much to it. It's not just going up there picking up a ball and throwing it down the middle and striking. It's so much more to it than just that. I mean, it's so much more. So it's definitely a mental game.
Wow, wow, wow.
Physically, um, you definitely have to be physically in shape to bowl. You need your legs to bowl. Your legs is the biggest key to a lot of where your power come from. Which when I say power, your rev rate, your speed, all that stuff, it comes from your legs. So you got to be very careful for it physically. You got to make sure your arms and stuff is good. Your wrists and stuff is in good shape. So all of that plays a big, huge part.
Okay, that's awesome. So I want to ask a couple more questions. When we say achievements, what is your highest game in your highest series?
My highest game is 300. I have 8 of those. I haven't been able to shoot 800 yet. Unfortunately, I have two 799 series. I just had bad breaks on one of the 799 series. I did have 300 the last game. One of my buddies were bowling league, and he goes, "What if you shoot 300?" I had 499 turning the corner. And he goes, "Hey, bro, what if you shoot 300 this last game? You have 799." Ha ha ha. And this is probably a few years. This is some years back. Shout out to Terrell Warlow. And I was like, man, I'm not gonna shoot 300. And I had the front 11, and I looked back at him. I'm like, are you serious right now? I'm really about. We just laughed about it, and I shot 300. I started throwing the gutter. I'm like, I should throw in the gutter right now. I don't want to shoot 700, but I did. I ended up shooting 300, and that's one of my 799s. And then another one, I end up was down at PNA. I mean at uh, what's that? Bowlers here. I threw first game. I couldn't carry anything. Absolutely didn't carry none. Started off the second game, and I shot. I go 9 spare the first frame and run the sheet for 290. And then last game, I probably shot like 279 or something, and shot 799. So yeah, I haven't just been a little bad luck, but it'll get there.
Wow. So everybody's in the building showing love. Thank y'all. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and tap into your questions in a few minutes after we get done asking these questions. So don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to go and touch your questions and answer those. So I've watched you ask everyone that you've got to interview this fun old question. Many people were caught off guard, and some of them did not know exactly how to answer, and some of them felt a little bit worried if they forgot somebody or left someone off this list. But this is your turn to answer this question. Now, who are your top 5 local bowlers?
So yeah, my top five, my favorite local bowlers. So if I'm putting me a team together and I want to win, um, so I will have to put Aaron Beaver on the team. I would most have to put he's a young man with a lot of talent, and this is not no shade, but he has more talent than what he even thinks he has. Um, the kid is just unreal good. Like he's unbelievably good. Like he just needs to basically not get upset with himself. No shade to him at all. He is unbelievable. I'm telling you, I watch him and I've been having the pleasure. He's been 7 4s on Friday night. And he just good at the bottom. And if he really devote himself to bowling, he could definitely bowl on tour easily. And he always tells himself, "Oh, I can't compete with that out there. Them guys are so good, this and that and other." It's a few things that he needs to work on. Of course, we all need to work on a few things, but he's definitely has unbelievable talent. Like he's really, really good. I definitely have to put two lefties on my team because I wouldn't put a team together and just put him over there by himself. Um, I would have to go in our city right here. I have to go with Big Al Gilsberg. He's a very, very good lefty, knowledgeable of the game. He's bold, not just on house shots, but he's really good on sport as well. And you know you're a good bowler when you're lefty and you can help a righty. So definitely a good bowler. Um, just a lot of talent there and a lot of skill level. Uh, I cannot you cannot put a team in this city together while putting together my good friend. I call him the two-handed wonder from down under, Richie Benninghoff. Unbelievably talented. He's another one who could compete on the regional level and make a bunch of money. My prayer is that he be able to do that sooner than later. Um, he averages 230 on anything like it's nothing, on any house shot like it's nothing. And he's really, really accurate for a two-hander. Really, really good bowler. He has, I mean, just unbelievably talented. I get to bowl with him every year, y'all. So it's fun to watch. Some of the things he do. Just here recently, he had a streak of where he was shooting 800 on Thursday, 800 or 300 on Thursday for like a month and a half straight. Just unbelievably couldn't miss. And he was bowling with us, still shooting 740, 750. So he's really, really good, talented, very talented kid. Um, Let me see. Now for my last two, this is a bit tough because I didn't really think about that like that. I will probably have to put. Let me see. I will put my buddy AJ on the team. AJ Roach on the team. He's very, very talented. Has a lot of knowledge. Knows his equipment. Knows his stuff forward and backwards. Um, he's another one that just needs to stop, get out of his own head, which we all get in our own head sometimes. But he has a lot of skill there, you know, compete out there. And then I cannot leave out Mikey Slayball. Mikey bowls in a lot of stuff, has a very high rev rate, throws it really, really well. Um, bowls a lot of regionals, a lot of tournaments, and I always say, he just won one or two, practices, or one or two from just learning what's out there, learning some of the patterns, and having experience to making some serious money out there. So yes, that would probably be my top five team out there. And then if I had a six man, I had to put Jeremy Delcamp in there.
All right.
Definitely a good bowler. I love Jeremy's game, simple,
Okay.
and he makes all his spares.
So, what rate of speed are you actually throwing at, and does speed matter?
Speed does matter. It all depends on what you're bowling on. If you're bowling on a bunch of oil, you got to bring your speed down. Of course, you're gonna have to bring your speed down to get the ball through the pins. If you're bowling on something that hooks a ton, of course, you got to keep your speed up, and make sure you don't let your speed down, or it's gonna hook a bunch. No matter what ball you're using, it's gonna hook a ton. Also, sometimes your speed have to be on point to get the ball to go through the pins the right way. You could be thinking you're throwing it well, but if your speed is not right, a lot of times you won't carry the corners like we think is a good shot, or ain't always a good shot. So speed is huge, and I am probably around 15 or 16. Uh, Sometimes 17, 18, depends on how what's out there. I like to throw it hard. The harder I can throw it, for me, the better I feel like it comes out of my hand.
Okay. So, if you had a choice to put out a certain shot, what would it be and why?
For me, it would be definitely be some shot that's higher in volume of oil. Because my ball roll is so forward. I like to bowl on something with oil. Like I like oil. I don't like to bowl and something hard that I'm not saying 50 feet or nothing, but something that ain't gonna be so flippy. Something ain't gonna hook so much. Some If I do have to be nice to it, I can be real nice to it and really grab on it and just be nice and easy with it. And I like to bowl on oil.
Okay. So let's see. I have some great ones here for you.
Go ahead, ask me.
I'm really enjoying this. I hope you are. I hope I'm doing okay.
You are doing an amazing job, my love.
And so let's keep it going. Let's see here. So, I know for several years you've coached bowling for your alma mater, Washington High School.
Yes, go Washington.
Yes, shout out to Washington. Volunteering your time, your IQ, and even some of your arsenal. So, I appreciate that. That's amazing for you to give back to the youth in our area. So, also, what made you start coaching? Do you miss coaching? And do you think you'll ever coach again?
Um, what made me start coaching is after high school. I end up coming back home after I bowled at Vincent's, and they didn't have a coach um, for the boys. And so I was like, well, I started going to practice and helping out. And it's like, oh, you helping, you might as well coach us. I'm like, coaching. But I've always liked it because I've always studied the game of bowling. I've always studied it. I've had people give me books on it. I've watched good coaches. Um, I've always wanted to go and get my certificates so I can get my different levels of coaching. But I've always loved coach. I've always loved it. I've really think it's just a good feeling to be able to help the kids. Like it's a really good feeling to be able to help them. Like it's such a great feeling. Like you just get this feeling like you're doing something it's a good thing. And that's the thing is, and I love bowling so much. So it's like, man, I'm giving something I love to somebody.
Wow. So, do you miss it?
I definitely miss it, but I don't miss the fundraising.
Okay.
It's very hard to fundraise for bowling, y'all. It's a club sport, so we get no help. We never get any help with bowling. Nobody wants to help us, and it really is sad because like the last year I was supposed to coach 1 year. Me and my buddy was, and I talked him into it. The principal told me at the school, athletic director told me, well, okay, if you come and coach, we will pay the money this year, but you will have to raise the money next year. I said, okay, that's fine. Since it's last minute, there's no way I could do fundraisers. So we end up getting in. I got all the kids, got a team together, started a team, got the kids to pay their sanction fees, gave him all the money. I gave the director of the bowling association all the money, high school bowling, gave him all the money for the kids to get their sanction fees. Then I kept calling him because the director of high school bowling kept calling me. He was like, Joe, what's going on? He hasn't handed us no money yet. We need money before the match starts. What are you going to do? So I was like, well, get with him. I told him to contact you. And he's like, oh, Joe, well, I'm not supposed to be doing all that because I'm cool with I know him real well. He's like, Joe, I'm working with you, but you got to hurry up before the season starts. And so, long story short, he ended up telling us that he's not gonna pay it. After he told me, he's like, "Oh, well, can't y'all do fundraisers?" I said, "You told me you were gonna pay this year." So they end up have the kids can end up. But he told me what I need to do is go to the parents and ask the parents to help with the bowling. And the parents was like, "No." The parents was like, "No, we can't do that. You told us that this year we didn't have to fundraise." So it ended up being I even got accused of stealing the kids' money, and it was just bad. I felt so bad because they said, "Oh well, you stole our sanction fees. We're not bowling. You stole our sanction fees." I'm like, "I didn't steal your sanction fees. You sanction your kids to bowl. You have to sanction your kids to bowl, but we're not bowling." I said, "Yeah, but that's not my fault." He said that he was going to pay it, so they were just going back and forth. But it was bad, and I
But
felt so bad.
yeah, that does hurt. But the good thing about them paying their sanction fees, they will be able to bowl in leagues.
Yeah, they could bowl in leagues and
They could
everything.
use it
Yeah,
for
but
that.
a lot of kids like I wasn't trying to bowl. No,
They weren't wanting to do that.
no, they
So
weren't
that
wanting to
is-
do that. So there, a lot of them just was like hurt
Yeah, it
because
was
they
hurt.
couldn't.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. It's a lot compared to doing your basketballs or your other sports that are not club sports. You just jump in there, you pay your insurance fees, and you're done. But with club sports, you know, you're paying so much. You have to pay for the bowling alleys. You're paying for all those things. And then you have to pay for your shirts. You're paying for even if you some of you don't have balls, so you're paying for a lot. And then the gas money for traveling to different areas. There's no activity buses or anything, so it's a lot. When it comes to bowling, it's very expensive and it's not a lot of support. So I commend you for doing it when you were able to. And it would be nice if you were able to get back in it again and maybe pull from different people who are actually interested and you could have it from the beginning. You know, maybe start fundraising in the summers or something like that. I think that would be really, really awesome because you really love to contribute to the community and
Yes.
you're great at what you do. So again, let me see. I have some more here. I know you belong to several leagues and over the years, and so I know bowling can be pricey, and there's fees you have to pay every night. And people are always wondering, okay, I bowl, and you always let everybody know I'm not bowling just for fun, guys. I do enjoy it, but it's not just for fun.
Mhm.
So at the end of the year, there's always a championship that has to be won. What do you say? You've ever won any championships on the leagues that you bowled?
Yes. I'm not bragging, but we win a lot. Our Friday night league team has won. I want to say 6 out of 7, 6 out of the last 7 years. It would have been 7 out of the last 8 years, but we won. We last year due to the old COVID thing, it the league got they said that we didn't win technically but we were ahead of everybody by so much that we couldn't. They couldn't technically award us a championship, but we won. Also, on my old Thursday night team down at PNA, one of my good buddies, rest in peace, Hugh Hatcher. He's a good buddy of
Rest in
mine.
peace, Keith.
Rest in peace, Keys guy. And those are really, really
Keith.
good.
Keith.
Huh? I mean, not Keith guys. Lord,
Forget
Keith Myers. Forgive me, God. I love him too. That's a good friend of mine too. But Keith Myers, which is a really good friend of mine, uh, he we used to win a lot. Tony Johns and Troy. I can't remember Troy Lindsley.
Mm-hmm.
We used to win a lot, y'all. We actually won so much down at PNA till they kicked us out of the league. Honestly, that's a true story. We got kicked out. We went to another house and we won there as well. And they ended up getting kicked out of PNA. They had to follow us. But we used to win a lot. My old Monday night team, we used to always get there, but we could never really finish like that. Like we could never finish. My team with Terrell and them, we would never finish. Um, and then I have another Tuesday night team that I would bowl on with AJ Roach, Aaron Lance. We won a lot. We would get there. There was a couple of times we got there, we didn't win, but a lot of times we made it there and we won. Hey, Mark, welcome in. How you doing, my brother? But we won a lot, like a lot with that team. So yes, definitely won a lot.
Okay. That's awesome. I love to hear that. Let's see. I have some more. Okay, let's see. There's a popular term called thing banging. All right. For bowlers who use urethane bowling balls.
Welcome in, Mark.
Tell us how you feel about using it yourself and bowling against those who use it.
Well, I don't mind people using urethane. My thing is if you're going to spray it. What I mean technically spray it is when you're not going to hit your mark with it. Then to me, it gets a little insane. There's a few guys that use urethane that's really good with it. I mean, I would never, take it out of my hand unless it was necessary for me to take it out. One of them just come in a chat, which is my good friend Mark Million. Urethane extraordinary, throws it really well. He just does. That's what he do. He's good with it. He's really good with it. Mikey Slayball is good with the newer urethane stuff. Val is really good with the urethane. Like some people are just really good with it. I mean, it is what it is. That's what they do. For myself, I can't throw it on a house shot. I've tried. Usually for me, when I play right with it, it hooks too much. When I play in with it, it tends to want to wrap a bunch of tens on a house shot. But on certain sports shot, yes, I will throw urethane.
Okay.
I will throw whatever makes me score.
Okay.
And I have no problem with that at all. And like I said, sooner or later, I'm going to drill up a few, maybe an old urethane and a new urethane just to have those pieces around. But most definitely, throw what makes you score. Never throw anything just to be throwing it because nobody else is throwing it, or I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. But throw what's going to get you the score. I would never ever have bowl Mark, and tell him, man, don't throw that ball because that's gonna mess up my line. Like that's not smart. I need you to help me win. So my objective is you're going to shoot 750 with this urethane ball. Let me make the adjustment because I know I'm good enough to where I can shoot 750 with you, or at least 700 with you, nothing less than 650 with you, and we got a chance of winning.
Let's do it. I like it. So, would you ever want to start bowling in the regionals?
Most definitely. Once I get down to size, I think I have enough knowledge of the game to be able to bowl a regional. I ain't said I'm going to go out there and win. I didn't say that. But I have enough knowledge to go out there and bowl one.
Okay.
And even in a even in a future cash in one. He will throw off my timing and just certain things I want to do. I can't do it like I want to, but it's getting there.
Love that. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, hold on one second. All right, let's keep going. I have so much. Let's see. So, who is one of the most the biggest influences of your game?
Val Medich is the biggest influence on my game. He changed, like I said, he changed me a lot. No, my bad. Give me katana, the katana in my bag, and a ball with a bunch of surfers on it. Yes, and it's one with its system in it. So yes, Val is the biggest influencer over my game here in the city. He definitely changed me a lot. Like he is one of the major contributors of what my game is today.
Okay. So, what would you say is more important, matching up to a pattern or talent level?
Definitely, I would say both.
Okay.
Because you have to have talent to be able to bowl on certain patterns. Like you got to have some talent. If you ain't got no talent, you're not going to be able to bowl. You're just not. That would be ridiculous for me to sit here and say, "Oh, if you got talent, you miss thumb sleeve." If you got talent, then if you ain't got no talent, and you'll be fine in bowling. Like that sounds ridiculous.
Wow.
That just sounds absolutely ridiculous. Like that just makes no sense at all.
Hmm.
But definitely, when you are a good bowler, you definitely have to be able to match up to what's out there. If you don't match up to what's out there, you can't score a lot of times. Like I don't match up real well to short patterns, but a lot of it matching up is due to uh due to whatever ball I'm using. Like I don't have the right stuff for short patterns.
Wow.
I feel like I don't have the right like in the past I haven't had the right stuff. I haven't bowled in a short pattern in a long time. I believe I have a few things in my bag right now that may have a chance on short patterns.
Okay.
But in the past I haven't matched up well to short patterns.
Oh wow. Okay. I want to do a little bit of show and tell. So I wanted to touch base on your bowling bag and your balls and all those good things. I kind of want to dig deep. So everybody, thank y'all for coming in and hit those thumbs up. We love you all.
You want the whole bag or you want the
right
shoe
here,
bag?
right here. And so I wanted to kind of touch base, and we're talking about balls, and you're talking about your pearl and your dull or your surface balls. But I was wondering if you would like to tell us about the way your hand is set up in your ball. So when I go to the bowling ball, I'm usually using whatever the bowling alley has on their shelves. And I know when we met, you taught me about fingertips. And so I was wondering if you could tell us about fingertips and also your IT system that you're dealing with. And what is an IT system?
Okay. Well, for those of you who don't know, these are fingertips. I don't know if you can see them well, but you see these black things down the ball. They come in different colors, but I usually like black because black is softer for me. For the type that I use, there's like many different types. There's ovals. There is just kind of has lips on them. Kind of don't have lips on them. I usually kind of has the lifts on them because it helps me lift out of the ball a little bit better. But yes, these are fingertips. They were made originally for people to get up out of the ball and help with getting more on the ball, getting more hook on the ball. That's what the fingertips were made for.
And also, before you go, I just want to touch base. So if I put my fingers in a ball with fingertips, how much of my finger is going to be going into that ball?
The tips of your fingers.
Just the tips, okay.
So the tips of your fingers supposed to go in there. So as you can see, this is considered the tip of my finger.
Okay.
Now there's some people that put it down there. There is some people that put them way down there. But originally they were made for just the tips, and I'm talking about this is the tip where your first line of your finger began. That's how far your hand's supposed to go down in there.
Okay.
That's where they were originally made to do, and you supposed to use the two middle fingers and the thumb. That's what they were originally made. For some people, you don't use a thumb. There's some that don't use a thumb. There's some that use two hands. There's some that throw the no thumb. There's a bunch of different ways to bowl.
Okay.
Anything else you would like to know about fingertips?
No, I think I'm done with the fingertips. Thank you so much.
Okay. And so with that, this is what you call an it system. So with an it system, it has, as you can see, there is a hole in there. See that hole in my thumb? And down in the thumb down in there is like a locking mechanism down in there. It's like a thing that this is going to screw into. See that? I have a yellow thumb, so it's hard to see. I wish you had to give me an orange one, but I might have another one in my bag. I could show you a little bit more. Let me see if I got another one down here. Yes, I have a blue one in my bag. See? But yes, this is a locking mechanism. See, it has on the bottom, and what this is going to do is going to screw into that. And all these are different sizes. So when I swell up or I go down in size, um, this ball will always fit me the way I want it to fit me. It'll always fit my thumb the way I want it to fit my thumb. You never want to have a ball in your hand that don't fit your hand, or something that don't hurt your hand, something that hurts your hand. You want to be comfortable. So this is my biggest thumb, actually. My yellow thumb is. And what it does is you just put it in there. See how you put it in there? And it fits like that. And then you take it and you put your thumb in there and you screw it till you hear it click. Well, listen. You hear it?
I heard it.
Listen, you'll hear it click. Listen.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll go right in. And like I said, your fingertips, I like mine tight, y'all. Everybody don't like theirs tight. I like mine tight because it really helps me get out of the ball and really get it at the bottom. But as you can see here, let's see right here. As you can see, my span is perfect. It's rested perfect. I don't have no pressure on my hand with that ball in my hand. You can see, I have no pressure. It's like perfectly fit for me. That's the way I like for my ball to fit me. I really like for my fingertips to be tight.
Yes. And Kim's saying, I didn't know that. I try to stick my fingers in as far as I can get them. Yes, Kim. And usually if you're at the bowling alley, they'll have balls that don't have the fingertips in them. And that's why there's an insert. These are actual fingertip inserts. Would you kind of call them that?
Yeah, they'd be fingertip. They're like fingertip inserts.
And is it literally impossible for you to stick your fingers? It actually, and there actually is. So you couldn't actually put your whole fingers in there, could you?
You could if you got them fit. If you got them fit that way for you.
Yeah.
Some people got them where they can't stick their whole fingers on there. But some people like them like that. These you can't because I got them fit for me.
Okay.
This is the way I like mine. But some people have them where they have them where they can put their whole fingers down there. Like this ball right here has fairly new fingertips in it because I've lost weight. But I got a ball over there where, Joe, could you hand me that green ball over there? Where I didn't change the fingertips out because Mark said grips. Yep. You can call them grips too.
Yes.
Hand me that green ball over and I'll show you guys. Like some people get them this big already, but for me, I don't like them big. I like mine to be I like mine tight.
You might not be able to see it.
With this ball you can't see, but you can see the tips right there. If you see, they go to fingertips, grips. And see, with this ball, my fingers go quite a bit in there.
Oh, wow.
See, because they too big for my hand. See how far my hands on there? My fingers are deep down in that ball. See that? It's like deep down in that ball. This ball is actually finger grips are too big for me, and I'm not going to put new ones in it because and this ball has like barely any games on it. It's a DV8 Roamer, But yeah, I've lost quite a bit of weight, so I can't use this like that no more.
And Deviate was the last team.
Huh?
The last brand.
Oh yeah, DVA was that last brand, and that was the last brand of the 7 brands of Brunswick as well. So yeah.
And I just wanted to keep on doing a little show and tell. And I think you do have a little your new shoes in there.
Oh yeah.
And so, guys, we're having some fun with this because I love show and tell. I don't know if you guys like it or not, but we're talking about interchangeable thumbs and types of fingertips and grips. You can do the same thing with shoes. Am I correct?
Yes. So when you go to the counter, usually at the when you go get shoes at the bowling alley, your shoes usually just come in. A lot of times you can barely stand up in them. They be very, very slippery. Sometimes you may even fall down. Am I right, Mark? My buddy's Mark in the chat. Help me out here, bro. A lot of times you can fall down, you can slide. They be like really bad. Like a lot of people don't like them. Or the type of shoes I have. You can't. They don't. You won't fall down. You won't slide. They are slide, but what you do is you put a pad on them that's suitable for you. As you can see with your shoes that you buy at your that you rent, they won't come where you can take the soles off. With my shoes, as you can see, I took the sole off mine.
Wow.
See, and this pad right here is This pad right here is for a person like me. I don't slide a bunch, so I put a 4 on here, a pad that's a number 4 on here, and a number 4 don't slide a bunch. Hold that for me, my love. Okay, a number 4 don't slide a bunch. So I have a bunch of 4s from different brands. This is actually another brand of a number 4 or whatever. I usually myself, I don't use nothing less than a 6. Because a 6 is like a step up from that, and it slides a little bit more than that. So yes, I use a 6. And a 6 looks like this. This is a brand new 6, guys. That's a 4 she has in her hand. This is a 6. And also, right now, Chippewa, where I bowl at, is really slick for me. So I've been using a 2. See the 2 on there? You can see the 6 on that one, the 2 on that one, and the 4 on that. See that, guys? And that's just basically how much you slide. That's how much you slide. I don't slide very much. So my go-to pad is usually this 4.
Yeah.
This is my go-to pad. I usually go to, but right now, lately, I've been using a lot of, twos lately. I have quite a bit of 4s in here. I mean 6s, y'all. So I have a couple brand new 6s in here that I haven't used. This one I haven't actually used at all because my daughter just bought me a brand new pair of shoes. So I have a couple 6s. I have a couple brand new 4s. I got actually a brand new 2 right here, and I got a 2 that's already on my shoe. But this 2 is from a different brand of shoes. Here's an old 6 right here, guys. And actually, sometimes I'll even go to like an older 6, to because it just depends on where you're bowling at.
Okay.
You always want to be comfortable in what you're doing. You never want to go out there and be uncomfortable, right, Mark? You always want to be comfortable. And if you're sliding or if you're sticking a lot, you're not going to be comfortable. You're not going to be comfortable. You're going to have problems out there. So I was finished showing you these shoes. I just wanted to show you that slide shows. So
and can you do that with your heel as well?
And so with that as well, let's see.
Those babies are on there. So they're pretty durable.
Yeah.
You would say, because I know we have a comment from Coco who's asking, do they ever wear out, or have you ever had to deal with them slipping off in the middle of bowling?
These right here, they wear out. But your heels never wear out usually. Even if a lot of people drag their feet and the heels don't wear out, like this one, it's like really don't want to come off your heel.
You can tell they're.
I can pull it off, but I don't want. They're really brand new, so I don't want to pull it off. Yeah. But this right here this heel comes off. I should maybe show you. Let me see. I wish I had a tool.
Yeah.
I don't have a tool to get it off, but I have a heel.
We're gonna get those
Let's
tools.
see. I'll get the tools. Show you, but I'll show you. Maybe do I have a heel in? I don't know. Here's a 10 too, guys. This right here, I will never put this on. This right here will never go out of my bag. I will never slide this much. This is like going outside and sliding across ice. That's the definition of it. Me, myself, I will never, ever, ever, ever wear a 10. And some people do, but I will never slide that much. I don't care how sticky the place is. You will never see me put this on my feet.
Oh wow! So the bigger the number, the more you'll slide.
Yes, the bigger the number, the more you'll slide. And I'm definitely not putting on a 10. Okay, yeah. Okay, guys. So here's what that. This is my go-to heel right here. Like I was saying earlier, this is my go-to heel. And this is what I call a stopper heel. I don't like to slide much, guys. So this stopper heel right here is good for me. But here is a few other type of heels. This is a heel right here that slides a lot. It's kind of like that 10 that I was showing you earlier. It slides a bunch. I never use this either. But sometimes I have to use the slidey heel a little bit. And then here's another type of heel that I go to. It's a little bit less. I've never really tried this a lot. I've never really given this kind of chance a lot. I figure later on I'll try to try this, see what it's like. But I never really went to this heel that much. I usually just go right to the stopper heel because I know I like to stop and I don't like to slide. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Yeah, so that's it. So I always use interchangeable shoes. They're but if you're not a bowler that's like not no offense to anybody, but if you're not at least a 200 average bowler, I definitely wouldn't pay a lot of money to buy interchangeable sole shoes because they're expensive a little bit, guys. My daughter bought these for me. I think she said they were $125 or something. So, how you doing, my Transparent TV? Welcome in.
Hey, Scarlett.
Hey, Scarlett, how you doing? Welcome in. They're definitely not cheap at all, but these are very comfortable. These are new, a new Brunswick pair that she bought me. So I'm I'm happy with these. Very, very happy. I haven't worn them a lot yet because with bowling shoes, you got to get used to them. This is a pair that I actually been wearing right here. Right here. These are Brunswick as well. They're very, very comfortable. Both are very comfortable. But yes, so but I really these are amazing. I love these, but I love these as well. I just gotta get used to them. So yes, that's about it with the shoes, baby.
Okay, so who are your top 5 professional bowlers?
So
Male. Let's go
of
male.
all time, or
Yeah, we can do all time. We can have some fun.
of all time, top 5 males. Of course, I got to say Walter Ray. I definitely couldn't put a team together without putting Walter Ray on there. For me, I can't put a team together without putting Norm Duke on there. I feel like Norm Duke is so versatile. He's won 40 times on tour. He's definitely have that type of game that's he's still winning today, and he's in his upper 50s and he's winning today. Um, New school guy, I would have to put a guy on the team like Belmo. Belmo's very, very good and versatile. He's won 30 titles and he's still young, very, very young. He's really good bowler. I mean, you can't, no matter what he does, he throw it two-hander, he throw it with his foot. The guy is good at what he does. Um, I would have to put a lefty on the team. I love Earl Anthony. Earl Anthony is just very good at what he did. No matter if he bowled in an era where he's only bowled in he bowled for a short period of time in his life. Oh well, but he was so good at what he did. Like Earl is unbelievably good. Like unbelievably good. Um, and this one is hard for my fifth because I love PD Dub and I love Mark Ross. Um, but I think I would have to go with Mark Ross only because he changed what bowlers was doing. He was a game changer, and I think that's the reason why I put Belmo in there because he was a game changer. He did something that nobody was doing. He changed what bowling was about. He Mark Ross changed. Everybody was doing it, wasn't hooking the ball like Mark Ross was. Mark come in there hammering on it. I mean, hammering on it at the bottom, giving the ball to business at the bottom. I mean, absolutely insane. And it would be hard to leave Pete Weber. I mean, yeah, Pete Weber out of that because he's won in every era. You got to think of a guy that's won in every era of bowling. So it'd be so hard to leave him out. So, like I said, if I had to go top five, top six, that would be it right there. Because of those are all game changers. Like they all changed the game in such a way and made bowling what it is today. Like they all are big influencers and really really good.
All right. So you pay a lot of attention to how your ball is drilled, and if it's drilled correctly. So why is that important?
Because if your ball is not drilled right, you ain't gonna get the ball motion you want. The way your ball drill makes a huge um difference in what type of ball motion you gonna get. You have a ball drilled a certain way, um, it's gonna do what you expect it to do. A lot of times you may not get that. You know what I'm saying? You may not get what you think a ball gonna do, but it's gonna be similar to what you think it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be if I get a ball drilled to hook early, I expect that ball to hook early. You know, a lot of times you expect that. If you get a ball with big back end, you expect that ball to have some big back end. So drilling the ball a certain way is huge. Especially you want to have that for when you bowl in certain tournaments. For me, just for instance, for me, I don't want to see a ball do a bunch on a short pattern. I want to see it. It just depends on what part of the block is going to be. Earlier in the block, I want to see a hook early and blend on the back end. As it pushed down more, and I got to go further left, I know I'm going to have to throw it away from me more. Now I got to see a little bit more back end. So ball is definitely huge. The way you lay out a ball is huge. That's why you have so many. You can't have one ball and think you're going to be a bowler. Like that's impossible. Like I don't care what nobody say. Oh, you bring 6 balls. You just can't have one ball and think you're going to be a bowler. It's virtually impossible. If you can, I don't know no like good bowlers, good bowlers that literally throw a ball, throw one ball, to have one ball. Al, Big Al's in here. There goes my brother's in here. Welcome me and my brother as well. My Mark, y'all tell me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've never seen one guy, a good bowler, that has one ball and say, "Oh, I'm good. I'm good with this one ball." And, you know, I'm good with this. You know, I strike every time. You know, that's not that's not realistic to me.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You got a lot of questions come in. I don't know if you want to answer some now or you want to finish up me.
I'll finish up using, then we'll answer at the
guys,
end.
so hold tight. We'll answer some of your questions shortly. I'm almost done here. But I wanted to say, when it comes to bowling, you don't discriminate. I've watched you enjoy youth, college, and PWBA. So when it comes to PWBA, can you give me your top 5?
Ooh, I didn't expect this question at all. But you definitely cannot have a team. Yeah, no, unless that's the rules. I know I've been there too, my brother. Unless that's the rules. You can't have a team without Liz Johnson. How could you have a top 5 if you don't mention Liz Johnson when it comes to bowlers? How is it you don't even have a team? Like you don't have a team unless you have Liz Johnson on your team. As far as women, uh, for me, Dawn Ballard, she's definitely was one of them ones that won a ton. She's still good today. Like I mean, the lady's unbelievable today. Um, what's her name? Stephanie. Oh gosh, She's a coach for. Oh man, her husband coaches her.
You're talking about
Oh God.
oh no, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's one of those moments.
Oh God. Oh my God. What is that? Her husband coach. Somebody help me, Mark. Help me. Lisa Wagner. Yeah, Lisa Wagner was a good one too.
Yes, and there's two of them.
Wow,
There's both
God.
there's two women with the same name, right?
Help me. Somebody, her husband coach. Shannon O'Keefe. There we go.
Yeah, I know it's
Shannon O'Keefe. You cannot have a team where Shannon O'Keefe is winning a ton. Like over the last 3 years, Shannon O'Keefe probably have won 12 to 13 titles over the last. I mean, all you see every week is O'Keefe every single week, like nonstop O'Keefe. Wagner, she's the all-time leading in titles. How could you leave out Wagner? And who else I will say? Um, Let me think here. I like Kelly Kulick too. I like Kelly Kulick. She was always one of the ones that I felt like you could compete with men. Definitely right there, up there in that. But she just didn't have that breakthrough like I thought she had. Like she should have. I thought she should have won more titles than what she winning, and I don't think she's gonna win like a lot more because the women nowadays are just they got it's a lot more power out there, and it's hard to win. Um, Tish Johnson won a ton. Lefty, she won a ton. Well, I got one more left.
I'm not sure.
I think I got one more left, but I have to say Tish Johnson over Kelly Kulick.
Okay.
I would say Tish Johnson over Kelly Kulick. She was definitely something to reckon with. One of them lefties that was like, wow, won a ton and just was good.
Okay. So if you could pick a pro bowler's brain to pick, who would you pick? Who would that be if you had a little time in a day to chat with them and ask them some questions? Who would it be?
Oh, that'd be Walter Ray hands down.
Okay.
That'd be Walter Ray hands down. It wouldn't even be a thought process. That would be Walter. I would want to know what is this? What type of process? What do we go through when he's trying to, do certain things? I would definitely be Walter easily.
Okay. And so when we're talking bowling bags, I know we touched base on your shoes and your it systems, but what do you have in there? What are your accessories? Some things that you have to do besides your bowling bag and besides your balls and your shoes. What else do you need to have a night go right? Let's some things that you may need to keep your hand right or whatever it may be. What do you have to have in there? What would be some things you want to keep with you on a typical night?
White tape is a must.
Okay.
I gotta have texture white tape. Like that's a must. Bowling cleaner. I like to have my bowling cleaner. Love this stuff. It's really good. What else? I used to really love rosin bags, but I don't use them very much anymore. I found out that they were really affecting my game, like me getting out of it clean. So this is a rosin bag, y'all. It's to keep your hand dry. And I used to be dependent on this, like heavily dependent on a rosin bag. Like I would be so dependent on this, and so this is definitely one of the things that I would depend on. And y'all, for me, I build up calluses on my fingers. Like I build up calluses. So, and it ain't because my balls drill wrong; they drill act right. But I like to have nail clippers in my bag so that I can make sure that I cut the calluses off my hand. So that's what I do. I just cut them off of my hand a little bit. What else do I need in here? My shoe pads. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Let's see. So we're going to be wrapping up this portion of the bowling, but I wanted to ask you. I think we kind of covered. Do you think we kind of covered a lot of it? I think we kind of covered a lot of it. Do you agree? We kind of covered a lot.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask a couple more questions before we go on to the next category. So when you say you're bowling, do you say you feel like your style resembles anyone else's, or are you more of your own individual?
I am definitely my own individual.
Okay.
Like nobody throws the ball like me. Like nobody does. I am unique in my definitely unique in what I do. Um, I can go straight or I can hook the whole lane, but I'm unique in the way I do. I do it because I am a full roller, but I am a full roller that has I have tilt. I mean, I can do a lot with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just what can I say? I'm versatile.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a versatile full roller, so
Okay.
that's what makes it unique. A lot of full rollers, it's just kind of like stuck in one place. I got to play it straight or nothing.
Okay.
So that's the uniqueness of nowadays about being a full roller. Uh, a lot of full rollers are really versatile. And Albert said, "Me and you, bro, authentic." Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. So yes, that's one thing about now. Full rollers are different nowadays than back in the olden days. Um, so I'm very different, like
Yeah.
far as my game.
We love you too, Mama Sister Beth.
Yes, we love you.
So if you could bowl, I know in our city, guys, a lot of our bowling centers are actually shutting down and have already shut down. So we've experienced that. So we don't have really a lot of areas to bowl in and a lot of areas to hone our crafts. So if you could pick one state to bowl in or live in to bowl in, what would it be? What state would you go with?
Uh, I would probably bowl in like Florida or Texas or something.
Okay.
Uh, only because like some the centers down there are a lot nicer than what we got up here.
Okay.
So yeah.
And let's go. So, for someone who is dealing with being in a slump, I know many of us know for doing whatever we're doing, there's times where we don't feel like doing it. Things aren't coming out right. Our creativeness is not flowing. So, if someone's dealing with a bowling slump and their scores are not showing, it's not working well for them, what kind of advice would you give them for dealing with a slump?
I would tell them to keep bowling. Just keep bowling. Don't stop bowling. Make sure you practice. Don't let it get in your head because bowling slumps happen. They just do. It's a part of bowling. The pros have slumps. They do. They have slumps. We think, oh, they perfect. They always strike. No, that's not the truth. They have slumps even more than we have because they always bowling. See, what bowling there is it could be the tiniest thing that causes you to have slumps. That's why I watch a lot of video of myself. It's not a conceited thing. I just know that I have to. I know I have to watch myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, babe, I'm bowling. What am I doing? What am I doing? I actually said, babe, I don't know. Just take a video. Let me video stuff. And then she'll look at it, analyze it. And then I even send it to my friends if I had to.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see me doing here? I know y'all see me bowling. What is wrong? What do you see out there? Even when I'm bowling, I used to get real frustrated. Nah, I don't. I just like, what am I doing? And what am I doing? It's something wrong. Something wrong. Something got to be wrong. Especially when I'm rapping a bunch of tens. I know it's something small. Like it's something wrong here. I'm rapping 10 after 10 after 10 after 10. So it's got to be something small that's wrong.
Okay.
We can fix this.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
I like that. A lot of us, that's really, really awesome advice, not even just for bowling, but for those who are dealing with slumps. And sometimes we're trying to figure out how to do this. And we let ourselves know that we got this. And it may be something small, but I like how you're wording this, letting us know to study. And even if we're not understanding, record ourselves or watch and rewatch, figure out. And if we're taking the notes to do it, we can always go back to those notes to get ourselves better, to perfect what we're doing. And so I definitely appreciate this awesome talk. Let's Talk Bowling Talks, but you carry a lot of other hats. And we were talking about this in the beginning of the show. And I said, guys, this man is wearing so many hats. I don't know how he wears them all, how they all fit at the same time, but he does it so well. And so when you aren't bowling and you're leading a house of 5. So would you care to tell us a little bit about the family, your children, and ages and names as well?
Well, for those of you who don't know, this is my beautiful wife right here of 8 years. We've been together for almost 17 great years, y'all. I love this woman with every bit of my heart and soul. She's amazing. She's helped me so much in so many ways. and she's just amazing, amazing, amazing wife. Thank you so much.
I appreciate
I
you
love
too.
you, love you, love
I
you.
love you very much.
And also we have an 18-year-old daughter, guys. She is amazing, y'all. She attends Washington High School right now, where she will be graduating this year at the number two in her class, y'all. Number two. Pretty much has her picked to any school she wants to in the state of Indiana and around the country, y'all. On a daily basis, we get calls of people. I'll give you hundreds and hundreds of $1,000s for your child to come to my school, which is an amazing feeling. I mean, she works so hard. She actually works and does schoolwork at the same time. She actually just left a few minutes ago to go to work. She Long story short, y'all, she decided a few years back, I want a job, Dad, but I will, Mom and Dad, but I will not accept anything under $9. And I'm like, baby, $9, you're just a kid. You can't get a job. Like, you can't just tell these people what you want. She's like, no, Mom and Dad, I want $10. I want $9. Long story short, she walked in Chick-fil-A and they gave her $10. Years ago, just here recently, she had a few hiccups with Chick-fil-A. She left there. I'm like, baby, you can't go. You can't leave us. You got a great setup there. Why would you leave there? She's like, well, that is not what I want. It's not what I want anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I want something better. She went over to Aldi's, where she's now making $14 and some cents an hour. So she's doing very well. Proud of her.
Yes.
We also have a 15-year-old
Yes.
who just left to go to track practice.
Mm-hmm.
He's amazing. Great grades. He's a freshman in high school. Yes. Works hard.
Yes.
I mean, respectable,
mm-hmm.
and just overall great kid. Then we have our Jason, our baby, our last baby. He's 7 years old. Amazing. Takes right after his brother and sister. Very, very respectable. Gets his work done. Loves his video games. I think he's going to take after me and be a bowler though, y'all, because he don't seem to be liking too many other sports, mm-hmm. but he loves that bowling. But he's an amazing young man. Amazing, amazing young man. That's my family, y'all. My mom, she's amazing. Always there to support me all the time. They are amazing. They are amazing. My mom, my wife, first and foremost, and that's my support system right there, y'all. them 5 people are my major support system. They're always there when I need to call them.
Okay. So parenting can be hard these days. So what are some tips to successful parenting?
Some tips to successful parenting, y'all, is staying on your kids. Never, you don't give up on them. You don't give up on them. You got to stay on them. You got to stay on your kids, y'all. You can't get tired. You just can't get tired. You can't say, oh, I'm too tired for that. I don't got time for that. You got to always know that they are your first priority. As long as you there before they become an adult, you have to always, and I mean always, stay on top of them.
Wow.
Stay on top of them. I love you too, Sandy. You know I love you, Sandy.
So are you finishing with that? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yes, that's it, baby. I just wanted we have to make sure. Mm-hmm. And whatever they need, you gotta be there for them.
Wow.
You gotta be there for them.
Yes.
You gotta be there for them. You can't allow these video games and all these social media to raise your kids. You have to raise your kids. You have to be there to raise your kids. I need to drink of water too, baby.
Okay, here you go. That's a very, very awesome answer. Staying on them and knowing what they're doing. I definitely agree with you on that because I know kids can, if you let them, they will kind of get into some things that you don't know what they're doing. So when you're always one step ahead of them, knowing who they're talking to, knowing what kind of conversations they're having, what they're watching, is very important. I know sometimes it's like, oh, we don't want to invade privacy, but at the same time, we want to know what our children are doing, because we don't want there to ever be a time where they're going somewhere or with someone and something happens to them and we have no idea where they are, who they're with, and what they're doing, because we decided to give them so much privacy. So now we have no idea what they're doing. And so we have to remember to do that. Never feel like we're overstepping, because they're our children, they're a part of us, and they will thank us in the long run.
They will. So we got to be there.
Most definitely. So also, you touched on being married. And I wanted to say, for the past 8 years, close to 9, you're married. And there's a lot of couples out here who are newly married or still married or haven't married yet. So what kind of words of wisdom would you give them for those who are, wanting to be married, or, those who are married, or, newly, or, all those good things? What kind of words of wisdom has kept your marriage where it is now and, thriving and doing great?
First and foremost, you have to put God first.
Wow.
You cannot let your spouse become your God. Your spouse cannot become your God. I know we love her. I love my wife dearly. I mean, I want to be up under her all the time. We have a great time just being together. But my spouse, my wife, is not my God. God comes first. His business is first. I got to make sure his business is done before anything gets done. If his business ain't done, then how we gonna go any far? We can't go no farther if his business ain't done. And then secondly, after you keep God first, make sure your wife is number one after that. Your spouse have to be number one after that. You have to make sure that you give your spouse time, putting time in, showing love. Time is way bigger than any gift. I had to learn that over the years. Time is way bigger than any gift. And always treat your spouse like you're always newlyweds. That's the main thing. Don't just act like, oh, we're married now, so that's over with. Every day you get up, everything that you do, you treat your wife like today is a new day. That's how I look at it. When I get up, I got to make her happy in a different way today. Try something different to make her happy. Try something different to keep yourself engaged. That's what you got to do in a relationship. And you cannot make yourself number one all the time. You have to realize that you cannot make yourself number one when you're in a relationship. You have to always consider the other one's feelings. You have to consider how they're feeling. You have to. If you don't consider how they're feeling, you're not going to have a successful relationship. I promise you that. And I'm not saying it to be like that, but you just can't. If you have no consideration for the other, you're not going to. You're not going to have a successful relationship. It's too hard to do it like that. You can't. So I definitely want to tell you, y'all, keep God first. That's first and foremost.
Wow.
Keep God first. You keep God first and foremost, you got a good start. You're about 65% of the way there.
That is so good. I definitely love it. So also, if you aren't on the lanes or taking care of your family and your beautiful wife, people can find you on the grill or preparing a delicious meal. So how long have you been cooking, and would you ever want a restaurant?
I have been cooking now since I was about 10 years old. I used to watch my mom cook all the time. And one day she went outside and she was outside and I went in the kitchen and I'm like, I'm gonna make some spaghetti. I seasoned up some hamburger and I uh, just did everything she did. Only thing I didn't do was cook the noodles long enough. But other thing than that, I come outside and hand my mom a plate of it. And she's like, where'd you get this from? I said, Mom, I cooked it. She's like, what? How'd you cook? You messed up my kitchen. I'm like, no, Mom, I didn't mess up your kitchen. I cleaned everything back up. She's like, you're boiling water for spaghetti? How did you do this? You're 10. I'm like, Ma did. And so she's like, what? This is amazing. And ever since then, I've been cooking. By the time I was 12, I was making full course meals. I'm talking about dressing, greens, macaroni and cheese. I'm talking about baked macaroni and cheese, homemade. Since I was 12 years old, I've been cooking full meals. I got on the grill when I was 15 years old, like barbecue and ribs, chicken, all that since I was 15 years old. So
That's amazing.
I've been cooking a while, and I love to do it. And one day I would love to have a restaurant. People would love our food. So definitely love to cook.
Mhm. That's amazing. So, do you have any favorite things that you like to cook?
I love to make different types of spaghetti,
Okay.
different pastas, I would say.
Okay.
But my favorite thing to do is barbecue.
All right.
I love to barbecue. That is my passion. Being out there on the grill, uh, barbecuing ribs, grilling ribs, smoking briskets, smoking pulled porks, uh, lobster, crab, shrimp.
Mm.
I've done it all. Whole chickens,
Wow.
roast. I mean, there's not too much I've done. Too much that I haven't cooked on the grill, y'all. Turkeys. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, 20 hamburgers are
Meatloaves.
wasting my time, Lord.
Meatloaves.
Meatloaf, smoked meatloaf, hamburgers are wasting my time, 20.
Yeah.
That I've made those on the grill, but that's a waste of my charcoal, Lord. That's a snack. When you barbecue hot dogs and hamburgers, that's snack food. I wouldn't even waste my charcoal for that. That's what I call snack food. You cook that before you about to make the ribs or the chicken or the whatever you're about to smoke or something.
All right. So we're gonna keep on going, and guys, hold up tight with your questions. I have like a couple more, and then we're gonna get to your questions, guys. So hold on. I hope YouTube will leave them here and where we can scroll and catch everybody's. One of the most amazing hats that you wear as a youth pastor.
Yes.
And I want to say thank you for that. And also, how are youth pastors needed in today's world or just society?
Oh wow. Youth pastors are very much needed in today's society. Wow. It's so many lost children, and it's not very many of us that are willing to get down to their level and help them. They see a lot of you feel like when they're being helped, they feel like they're being degraded. They don't feel like there's many people that will get down and speak their lingo. Uh, like I've had some of them tell me that some of them tell me like, dude, I didn't how you a pastor? Like how you treat me? You're treating me like that. You're talking like this and you're talking like that. How are you a pastor? Like you are very, very down to earth. I said, man, my job is here to help you and lead you to Christ, lead you to God. I'm not here to judge you the way you talking. Now I don't play the sagging and I don't do none of all the I don't do all the extra, but they are very much men, not just you pastors, men in general are very needed to help these young men.
Wow.
There are so many lost young men in today's society that's just looking for a helping hand, looking for somebody that's going to pick them up from where they're at.
Wow.
They are. They feel lost. They feel like there's no hope. They feel like there is nobody there to help them. And all they are looking for is just for somebody to sit there and listen to them. They just want somebody to listen to them. They want somebody to hear their problems, give them wisdom. They're looking for knowledge. They're not looking to be judged and put down. They're not looking to have the Bible just slung over their head and make them feel like they're so condemned, feel like there's no hope.
Wow.
And that's what a lot of people do to the young teens. Oh, you're going to hell if you do that. Of course, We know that. But our job is to get them in a place to where they're serving God, to where they're doing the right way, doing the right things. Our job is not to not spit on them when they down. Our job is to pick them up, be that hand that they need to be to pick them up from where they're at, get them out of the pit that they are in. They need that help, and that's what we got to do, y'all. We got to get down. Not saying get down and not get back up. I'm saying get down to their levels. Talk to them. Allow them to tell you what's wrong. Let them tell you what's wrong. What's wrong? Oh, if I tell you what's wrong, you're gonna judge. I had them tell me that. Oh, if I tell you what's wrong, this gonna happen to me. You ain't there for me. You're not trying to. You're just trying to judge me. No, I ain't here to judge you. I ain't here, bro. I'm not here to judge you. Tell me what's wrong. What's wrong? Tell me what's wrong. I'm gonna help you. And I've saved many of them. I say many of them that want to help. Many that have want to help. I was there to lead them to God who can help them. I was able to be that push. You got this. And so I'm blessed by that.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm blessed to have that ability, that God gave me that ability, because it's not that's not everybody don't have that with kids. Everybody don't. And everybody want that, but everybody don't have that. I'm blessed that God gave me that ability. And it's been there like all my life. Like I've always been that person. I remember I used to get from people like, man, you can't save everybody. But I'm blessed to have that ability.
Yes.
Thank you,
God.
God.
In you. Thank you.
The God in me, yes.
Yes. So I definitely enjoyed this time talking with you, getting to know you, and not only just the bowling side of you, but your cooking side, the parenting and the hubby side, the son side, and your pastoring side. So I definitely appreciate you for letting me interview you, giving me that time. I mean, it's been an awesome time, and it's been awesome. I love that, and I hope I did a great job. I hope I did great, because
you did an amazing job.
You definitely did great as well. You were really awesome. My first time interviewing someone and got to be my husband. So now, guys, if any of you have any questions, we would love to answer them. I think you would love to answer those questions, guys. Feel free to ask away. And thank you all for coming. All right. And yes, please hit the thumbs up for those who haven't hit it yet. Make sure you subscribe and please share out this stream. And also, if you can, tell a friend about my husband. He's trying to get up to his goals and get this channel boosted up. So, guys, please subscribe and show some love, y'all. Let's see if anybody's going to have any questions. We would love to answer those. And have a great day, y'all. Let's see. Okay, it's keeping me. Okay, so Brenda's still over there in some pain. Okay. Yes, we definitely been praying for Brenda, y'all. I know Iris was dealing with the similarities very recently. Over last week, over the weekend, she was dealing with the same things. Let's see what everybody's saying. If I see any questions. And let me see. I know Tiger Dragon Girl, aka Darla, says, my husband cooks and barbecues too. He is a better cook than me, and I'm okay with it. Yeah, I understand what is going on with that, Darla, because when me and hubby started getting together, I was not the cook. I did a bit of baking, but hubby taught me to cook. And let's see. He said, which scripture do you feel everyone needs to hear in today's world? Wow. Do you have a certain scripture you feel like everyone needs to hear? Or one that you go to? I know we were just talking about John 3:16. I know it's so common, but you were telling us about it.
For God so loved the world.
Yes, because of the fact that, especially like even with our youth, we always feel like so many people who, we're always feeling like the what is it called, the back burner. In the world, people will pick you up and throw you down whenever they want to. But that scripture that what God did, for God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, and that scripture always John 3:16, guys, because the fact that He was able to give His only Son, and we were talking about that even at church. Our own apostle was telling us that for
that's
God,
love.
That's love.
That's love.
That's love. There's no one would ever do that for you.
Nobody.
There's no person in this world would give up the only You know, they would never give the only thing they had for someone.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you talk about God, and He's able to give up the only son,
The only son he
He's
had,
only ever had.
and that's true love.
It's true love.
That's why when a person says, "Oh, I can't do this and I can't do that," when somebody's willing to give up their only son, anything is possible.
Wow.
You can do anything.
And if you ever never feel love, and you never feel like you don't have a love in you don't feel like, oh, I don't feel loved, I don't feel appreciated.
Just go to that scripture. That scripture is
If you're
enough.
still on this earth and you're listening to our words right now, you are loved and
That's
you are
it.
appreciated,
That's
and you
enough.
have a purpose, and you have a destiny because you're still here, and God's love is keeping you here. His grace and His mercy are keeping you here, and He has a reason for you to be here. You're loved. So remember
Very
that.
much so.
Remember that. Thank you so much, Kelly. Thank you, Victoria May. Thank you for being here. I know my husband was able to go and sing on your channel before. It was awesome. Maybe we might come over today. You never know. It's just I don't eat meat. I don't eat meat either. I don't eat meat. So my husband cooks his food and I make mine. The only thing I eat meat wise is fish. I'm the same way. I eat a little bit of fish, a little seafood here and there. So I'm with you. Okay. So we got some family that's in all in. We have some. We have some things in common. So Brother Lloyd at Victory Fruits, he says, are the lanes made different at different bowling locations?
Yes, the lanes are different at different bowling locations. So first and foremost, different bowling alleys have different lane surfaces.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you go and there might be synthetic lane surfaces. There are different types of synthetic lane surfaces as well. It's like Brunswick Avalon, and a few others out there that people use that makes some are higher friction, some aren't higher friction surfaces. Some bowling alleys you go to still use wood lanes. It's not very many left, but there are places that use wood lanes out there. That's going to play a huge part as well. There are different oil machines that people use. Some people may use like an older oil machine. Some people have a newer oil machine. That's going to play a huge difference in the way the lanes play. Also, the heat and air conditioner in the place. Where are you at in the bowling alley? If you are by the door, if you're in the middle of the house, if you're at the end of the house, all of that plays a different role. So wherever bowling alley you go in, don't go in a bowling alley expecting to say, "Oh, I've been in this bowling alley. I should score standing in this spot." It don't work that way.
Okay.
So that's all. All that plays a huge part.
And Darla over at Tiger Dragon Girl says, bowling question. Do you use a bowling glove?
I do not use a bowling glove. I used to use one a long time ago, but it resists like the way I like how I hold the ball. It just resists my wrist motion. It keeps my wrist locked into one position, so I don't like that feeling. Like only thing I can do is one thing. I can't change my hand up and do different stuff with the ball. It just keeps me locked into one, and I don't like that feeling.
And Crystal Catnip says, do you prefer wood lanes or synthetic? And what is your sweet spot of setup? So basically like your kind of what we touch base your the kind of shot you like.
I like synthetic lanes. I don't like wood lanes because I too higher friction for me. I mean, I don't mind bowling if I have to. I have to, but I like synthetic lanes. And for me, I rather play on something. I rather throw the ball on something that has a little bit more oil, something that ain't so high friction, because my ball roll is so forward. It sees friction and it hooks like crazy. So I rather bowl on something that has a little bit more oil, like I said, because when my ball roll sees friction, it goes.
Wow.
So oil for me, please, and something I can go straight on. I really like to go straight.
That's your sweet spot?
Yes, if I can go down 5 on anything, I feel like I got a chance to win anytime.
And I know earlier, I believe it was Brother Lloyd was asking, do you ever feel like you would have a cooking channel?
Maybe some cooking videos within this channel or something.
Okay.
But I don't know, maybe a full cooking channel. It just all depends on.
Okay.
It all depends on.
And Brother Lloyd says, thanks, Joe. Very interesting. So I don't know if that's it, guys. Let us know if anybody else has any questions. And if so, guys, we'll wrap it up. If anyone doesn't have any more to talk about, and we definitely appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And it's been a pleasure.
Let's see. Is there anybody with any more questions for me right quick? I would like to answer anything. If anybody got anything else for me, definitely we're willing to answer. I have no problem with that at all.
No, I was just saying.
Yeah.
I was going off of a suggestion.
And Tiger Dragon said, what do you think about people bowling for fun? I think bowling for fun is awesome. Mm-hmm. Bowling for fun is a great thing to do, Tiger Dragon Girl. It is so fun. It's an awesome thing to do. Keep your mind clear. Just something to go out there. I wouldn't go out there trying to be the best bowler in the land, but just go out there and have fun rolling the ball. Yes, do it. Have fun. Get some steam off your chest. Go grab you I would even, if you want to, go and grab you a cheap little $30 plastic ball or something, and go go with that. Get you something like that. Um, and just have a good time. Don't overthink it. Just have a good time. That's what you do. And yes, if you want to go to scripture for today, let me think here. Let me see. Maybe let me see. Let me think. Think. Maybe Proverbs 27:17. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another.
Wow, that's good. Okay.
Hear that again. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah, we always got to make sure that we don't be intimidated by another person's knowledge.
Wow, that's good.
Let's not be intimidated by another person's knowledge. We all have ability to. We all have something that another person may need. Mm-hmm. So we all got to be mindful that that I can learn from that person.
Wow, thank you, God.
That I can learn from that person. So know that. Know that God is that good where He will put a person in your midst that in your circle, mm-hmm, that'll give you what you need.
No, you're right.
You know that?
Yes.
That will give you what you need at any given time.
Thank you, God.
You could be feeling down and out, and you don't know what to do, and He will send that person right along that'll be able to pick you up right where you at, wow, and uplift you. And you're like, oh, God, I needed that. Wow, I needed that.
Wow, I received that.
I needed that. And that's how good God is. So don't put yourself in a what I want to say, in a ball and chain.
Wow.
To where you can't receive no matter if you even feel some way against that person.
Wow.
Always says a kid can bring a word to you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. A kid can bring a word to you. So you got to be in that place where they can, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Everyone got like Big Al said, everyone have their place. Mm-hmm. Everyone has their place in their circle. So be mindful of that. Mm-hmm. But yes, y'all, we're gonna raid Granny D, y'all. I think we're gonna raid Granny with the cheese because I think she just came on, y'all. I thank everybody for coming in today. This was awesome. I had a great time. Thank you, babe, so much for doing
You're
this.
very welcome. Thank you.
Yes, yes. So next week, y'all, we will be back with another. No, we may be back with another interview sooner than that.
Okay.
I got to talk to some people and see when they free.
Yeah, let's get
real
these
soon
interviews.
here.
I can't wait.
So we got to get busy on these interviews, y'all.
If anybody wants to be interviewed, maybe.
Yeah, if anybody want to be interviewed, contact me. Thank you, Bessie, for dropping my membership. I appreciate that so much.
Yes.
So much. Thank you for that.
Yes, your membership is with Patreon. If you see that link, guys, it's a monthly payment. If you would like to support this channel, you'll be able to have first come, first serve video links to different interviews, ways to get into giveaways, and so much more. You'll also be able to give some input on things that you want to see. So join the membership, guys. There's different rates you can join, and we'll truly appreciate you guys, okay? So if anybody could drop Granny D's link over at Knit Pearl and Swirl with Granny D Thompson, we'll say Joe Raid, and we appreciate each of you. And thank you so much, Brenda. We appreciate you as well. Thank you. And also, we'll lift you up in prayer as well, Brenda, and everybody in the building. We love you all. Hope you guys join us again tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern at Creatively Creative Crochet with an awesome segment of the Triple C and Joe Show. So we love y'all, and if we could drop the link for Granny D, Knit Pearl and Swirl, we'll raid her with a Joe raid, guys. Thank you all for coming in, and again, we appreciate you all. Iris Perez Crochet, thank you so much again for dropping that link. Guys, grab that link. If you don't want to stay, don't worry. But please, let's give her a Joe raid. Hit the thumbs up for her and let her know that we're coming to show some love. And if you subscribe to her, she'll grab you back. So I'll let you finish up, honey.
Yes, so I thank you all for coming in. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for all y'all support, y'all. And Mama Doorbell, I gotta put your night bot over here too. Thank you, Mama Dor, for joining that membership. I appreciate you so much for all your support in every way that you give me. I love you dearly. Thank you for so grateful for you, for God putting you in my life so much. You support me in everything that I do. I mean, everything. And it's crazy. So, and that's why God always keeps you on my mind all the time. So I love you so much. And but anyways, y'all, I appreciate y'all so much. And thank everybody for coming. This was fun, y'all. I had an awesome time here. Awesome time. So we're gonna go over to Granny's and say Joe Ray, y'all. I love y'all. And I will see y'all later. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye, everybody.
Bye.